Hello and welcome to the St Kilda Bayside Report for the month of May. My name is Jeremy Rosens.
And I'm Daniel Mickmacher.
You are indeed Daniel Mickmacher. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, Daniel. It's been...
Great to be back.
What's it been? Probably about 12 months, if not maybe a little bit less. And I think we should probably address the elephant in the room. I'm sure a number of people that are watching the show, all two of them, are probably wondering, what's happened to Daniel? You're half the man you were.
I am. I've had a very successful few months dieting.
Dieting?
Yes. And
we don't use the word dieting anymore, Daniel. It's politically incorrect now. We use the word healthy eating plan.
Yes, absolutely.
I think.
That'll do. Happy with that anyway.
Yeah,
I've had some great success and I've lost...
How much have you lost?
About 40 kilos.
So you've basically lost another human being.
Correct.
A little human being, but you've lost another human being. Well, I've got to say, you look terrific.
I feel terrific.
As you do, and I've seen you've been eating lots of beautiful salads and fruit and vegetables and soups, and you've got a whole new wardrobe.
Brand new.
You're looking fabulous. And you've been exercising, I believe.
I have.
A couple of trots around the park.
Just a little bit.
Well, we maybe won't go that far. Maybe just a brisk walk for you, Daniel. Well, it certainly has been a busy May, and as the summer months are behind us now, the winter has very much crept in. It is cold in Melbourne.
You're not wrong.
It is cold, but the market is not quite as cold, and I reckon there's a number of media outlets that have been, I guess, portraying the market as in a very negative light. And I think our statistics to date are such that that would certainly buck the trend, that the market is nowhere near as negative as what they're saying.
No, we've been going quite well, averaging a clearance rate somewhere between 80 and 85% over the last couple of months. So we're going pretty well.
So the weekend we just had, Daniel, 19 sales of 24 auctions.
Fantastic.
About 79% clearance against the market at 60 to 62. The week before, around the same sort of clearance rate in that high 70s, early 80s. So it really is a reasonably strong market at the moment.
We're finding so.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about some of the sales, Daniel, because we had a fantastic sale, just you and me, Daniel. We did this one together. Apartment 5 at number 30, Tennyson Street in the heart of Elwood.
Yes, great position.
Tell us about that one.
A fantastic two-bedroom, older style apartment. We actually sold that one before auction. We achieved a great result. Sold for $905,000 to a lovely young couple that are moving in.
Now, older style apartments, in terms of inquiry, what was the inquiry like on that?
It was very good. Always great to bring an Art Deco apartment to the market, especially with such a great position right in the middle of Tennyson Street. Walk to Parkland, shopping, Acland Street, Fitzroy Street was fabulous.
It's a hot position. It was well received by the marketplace, and we actually filmed there last month. And I had a colleague of ours from Sydney who's in real estate who said that a flat like that or an apartment like that in Sydney would be worth closer to $1.5 million. So you're better off investing your money in Melbourne. I would have thought.
Right.
Another sale at 201 at 131 Acland Street, just above Abbey Road. We've had a bit of success, you and I, in that block. But this time it was Michael Jonas and I. We ended up selling this one before auction for a price, I got to tell you, Daniel, that was absolutely superb. I think we had 3 or 4 people go, or at least 2 people going for it prior to auction. Sold for $375,000, which was a very, very strong result.
A good price.
On the back of a sale that you made, which has been given a heap of media attention. You've been in the newspapers, Daniel. You've been on news.com online. Yeah, you're quite the superstar now. You drop a couple of kilos and everybody wants to know who you are.
How funny.
18 at 33 Grey Street. Talk us through that one.
Just an amazing result. A lovely studio apartment that was very different than the norm. Not a huge apartment in size, but a fabulous north-facing courtyard.
Which, when we say courtyard, it wasn't huge.
I mean, it was a small space.
Some pretty strong size limitations here with this apartment.
Sure. But we had an auction there a couple of weeks ago, and wow, 10 or 11 bidders on the market quite early and just absolutely flew.
Let's tell the viewers, Daniel, we had a reserve of $240,000, which we thought was probably around where its value should be. And I think we had anywhere from 9 to 10, someone's told us 11, I'm not sure if it was quite at 11, bidders vying for this property. On the market at $240, sold for
$346,000.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
and hence all the media attention. You're probably seeing across the screen right now some auction footage and also some of those media reports. So it certainly got a little bit of attention out there, as you would expect when you sell for $100,000, which is close to, I'd say, almost 50% above the vendor's expectations. And the vendor gave us a lovely quote after the auction, after he finished embracing both Daniel and I don't think he was ready to let go quite when we pulled back. But he said something that was, I've never heard it before. I certainly haven't heard it said to us in the way that it was said. That he looked at us and he had tears rolling down his face. He said, "You absolutely changed our lives." So
absolutely,
we are the agents that change people's lives for the better.
A very good result.
Apartment 1 at 16 Talbot Avenue. Lisa Alberts went down there and did a fantastic job and got that property sold. $1,720,000.
Amazing.
For a very big, spacious apartment.
Very unique, whole floor, house size proportions.
It's at $1.7 million, Daniel.
Well, it's a great
unbelievable
product.
result. Well done to Lisa Alberts and the team.
Multiple bidders as well.
Correct. 6 at 325 Orrong Road in St Kilda East. This is an interesting story, Daniel, because we tried to sell this about 6 months ago and we got some action, but it didn't quite get to where it needed to go. We ended up re-auctioning it and sold it in excess of what we had the first time around, an initial, an eventual selling price, I should say, at $445,000, Daniel.
Which is a good result.
Good result for a 2-bedroom. Now, you know this block that we're going to talk about, Lumley House, the old art house museum.
Yes.
I think it's, Lumley House is what it's called, and I think Justin is it's the Justin Art House Museum.
Yes.
But a lovely apartment there, which ended up selling post-auction, passed in.
Yes.
Sold a couple of days later for $630,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Result.
I reckon that's a good price for a 2-bedroom apartment in that block, but a beautiful block.
Yes,
it's got a museum to the side. We talked about it on our last show. And 173 Hotham Street, not in East St Kilda, not in Balaclava, all the way in East Melbourne. We've become the East Melbourne specialist. Now, we can't talk at great length about that sale, Daniel, but it was undisclosed, but a beautiful home and a terrific result.
Yes.
So there's a bit of a kind of a cross-section of some of the sales. So it's been active out there in the marketplace, and as Daniel mentioned, the marketplace has been going pretty strong. But before we review some of the auctions coming ahead of us, Daniel, let's talk about where we are at apartment 1413 at 610 St Kilda Road in the heart of Melbourne.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this apartment.
Well, a great building, beautifully located right in the heart of St Kilda Road. Moments from the city and Albert Park and all of that. We've actually had some great success here in the past as well.
Daniel.
So it's great to be back in this building in a fantastic 1-bedroom and a study apartment facing St Kilda Road.
I think you could call it a 2-bedroom, Daniel.
Sure.
You could stretch that a little bit.
Sure.
I'll tell you the best bit about it, Daniel, when you're cooking in the kitchen. We're sitting right in the lounge room now, but to the left of me there is a window that is almost the size of a wall. That is basically the eyes to Melbourne. It's a beautiful view. We're up on the 14th floor. It's superb. And if you want to look at an apartment with beautiful views, come on down. This one is going to auction on the 7th of July at 12:30. Either contact Michael Jonas or Aviv Samuel, or Samuel, or me, or Daniel. Basically call any of us. $350 to $385. This would represent a good building, Daniel, right in the heart of all the action.
Yes.
Apartment 12 at 24 Hughenden Road, St Kilda East, Daniel. That one's going to auction. Got a price range of $540 to $590 on the 30th of June. I love Hughenden Road.
It's a great position.
It is a gorgeous street, a nice wide street, beautiful tree-lined avenue. Ben Azer bringing this one to the market with me, and looking forward to that auction on the 30th of the month.
Great position.
Tell us a little bit about this home that is coming across the screen right now at 5 at 60 Sycamore Grove.
Yes, beautiful older style building. Love a bit of Art Deco, so
who doesn't?
It's always a good thing. They always seem to go really well in the marketplace. 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom in a boutique block, beautifully situated at the end of Sycamore Grove. Great position close to Ripon Lee, Carlisle Street shopping and all the rest of it.
A little Ripon Lee shopping strip, Glenara Road. If we think about what's there, that's now a world-class location. You've got Attica Restaurant, which I believe is in the top 50 of the world's best restaurants. You've got Super Bowl, which is on its way to being in the top 50, I think. We may as well go with that. And you've got this very cool little wine bar on the corner, Ripon Lee Wine Bar, which is a very cool. We've had a bit of a night there, you and I, and somebody who will remain nameless. And there's also across the road this little boutique wine cellar where you can have some wine on site. That little strip is really come along in leaps and bounds. and a great investment, that one.
Absolutely.
Old style apartments, we've said it before, we'll say it again, inquiry is always strong for these sort of properties. So if you're an investor or an owner-occupier, I don't think you can go wrong with Sycamore Grove.
Auction there on the 30th of June. Looking forward to bringing that to the market.
I'm going to auction that, Daniel. I'm very excited about it. Tell us a little bit about this one in Hotham Street.
Yes, well, another great building, 12 at 55 Hotham Street, St Kilda East. Just beautiful, large proportions, 2 bedrooms, separate lounge or dining, or possible 3rd bedroom. A very unique building again, very oversized rooms.
These apartments are big in this block. I've sold one quite recently with Nikki and Limor, and the inquiry level was strong. The buyer activity on the day in terms of bidding was quite strong. We had a bit of depth there with 3 or 4 bidders. They're big apartments, and like a ruckman in the wet, Daniel, they don't get any smaller.
No. Great location as well.
A little bit of a footy thing for you, Daniel.
That's it.
I know you don't like your footy at all.
It's okay.
What team do you bag for?
I'm actually a Hawthorn supporter.
Yeah, well, you've been knocked off your perch, haven't you?
Well,
tell us a bit about Blenheim Street. We won't talk about football because my team's not even close to it at the moment.
Well, Blenheim Street, another great opportunity for a very unique and brand new building.
Yes.
We have recently sold some units in this complex not so long ago.
The front one we sold, Daniel.
Great result. We've got a fabulous 2-bed unit at the rear of the complex coming to market this time. Brand new.
Over 2 levels.
It is.
Yeah, good
great
living.
Fixtures and fittings. Again, great location.
Yes.
Hop to Carlisle Street.
Hop, skip and a jump,
That's
Daniel.
2 bed, 1 bath, 2 car. 1 car, apologies.
One car, Daniel, but I'm sure you could get a second car on the street. No problems there in Blenheim Street. As you say, just a short, gentle stroll to lovely Acland Street, where we might go for lunch later on today. I think we should. Now, Daniel, Arthur Street, long heralded as a very nice blue chip suburb of North Caulfield. This is a good street within that fine suburb, and this, I got to tell you, in my opinion, as far as houses go in North Caulfield, this would be the best, most well-priced home, with a price range of 8 to 900,000, or to be exact for the pundits that are looking here, that are judging us on whether we're in our 10% band of value. It is 8 to 880. Number 6 Arthur Street, we're going to be opening up this on the weekend for the first time.
That's right.
An unrenovated original 2-bedroom semi-detached home on land.
On the north side of the street as well. On the north side of the street.
And the west side of the pair.
Been in the same family for a very, very long time. Great opportunity for somebody to add some value here. Yes, that's right. Single garage as well, which is great. Looking forward to getting starting there this week.
An enticing opportunity, Daniel, in a prime location. It doesn't get any better than Arthur Street, and it certainly doesn't get any better than that price point, which may alter depending on the level of interest. So it's a busy month ahead. It's a little bit, it's cold, Daniel. Let's make no bones about it. It's very cold in Melbourne, and school holidays are nearly upon us, but there is still activity.
Yes.
So there's one thing that we've noticed in the market. We've talked a little bit earlier on about how the clearance rates are up and how we've got a little bit more depth of interest. I think now what's happened is the buyers are now coming back to the market.
I agree.
I think it's probably found its level. There's not as much uncertainty as there may have been a month or 2 ago. The biggest problem that we've got is finding new stock. So
yes, a bit of a shortage out there at the moment.
There is. So if you're a seller who wants to, take advantage of the hyped activity at the moment and wants to get in before spring, because I can tell you what's going to happen in spring, there will be lots of homes coming on the market because there's not a lot now, which means it'll back end itself to kind of October, November. So if you're looking August, September, it's a great time to hit the market.
I agree.
And the general feeling that we've got certainly is that there's lots of activity around, lots of buyers looking.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tell us about the market, Daniel? What's happening in the world of real estate?
I just think that it's going along nicely, and we seem to be producing some great results week in, week out.
Some happy vendors.
Yes, some very excited people. As you've just mentioned, though, shortage of stock isn't great.
But a lot of agents nowadays, as our partner Gary can attest to, that they hop on a boat or a plane and they travel to the other side of the world and live these lavish lifestyles that are, Instagram model-esque, whilst we sit here in the pouring rain and the cold. Moving snow so that we can drive out of the car park and show houses to people so that they can buy them. That's what you do when you're a real estate agent. So I'm now addressing not just Gary, but all those other people that are in like Positano or in southern Italy or wherever you are. Come back to Melbourne and do some work get some sales done, because it's hype of activity in Melbourne.
Europe seems to be the place to be.
Seems to be the go, Daniel.
Amazing.
Seems to be the go. So maybe Maybe after this we'll just book some tickets and get down there ourselves. Well, now that you've got that beach body ready, Daniel, you can get it out there and get a bit of a suntan on it.
Yes.
Kind of thought, something that we'll shelve for next time, Daniel. We won't go any further with that. So that has been a wrap of the marketplace in St Kilda and Bayside over the month of May and a little bit of June as well, Daniel. It's always a pleasure spending a bit of time with you. Great to have you on the show.
Great to be here.
Keep up this weight loss journey.
Thank you.
You would have had to done a few nips and tucks along the way, Daniel.
No, we're going well.
You know, you look like a little turtle. A skinny turtle. A good-looking skinny turtle.
I'm feeling pleased.
Yeah, not like a turtle.
No.
Good to have you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great month.